There we go. Hi, Daniel.
Yeah.
So what do you do for
So
now?
at the moment, I'm on a gap year. I've lived in London for actually the last
London.
8 months. Working at a pub, travelling a little bit, but now I'm doing some backpacking before going home to Australia.
Oh, great. Yeah, I've been to Australia, as I told you, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And so where in Australia you're planning to go to study in Australian University?
So I live in Newcastle, but I plan to go to university in Sydney. Just a few more opportunities in Sydney with the universities. So I plan to possibly go to UTS, if you've heard of that, University of Technology, Sydney.
I see.
Yeah.
Rings a bell somewhere.
Yeah.
May I ask if how much is your tuition might be? How much?
So I don't know about the conversion rates, but it's roughly about like 50,000 Australian. So if it's British pounds, that would be about half, like 25,000 pounds.
And the next question is, who's going to be? Is it going to be paid by yourself or your parents or the government?
Yeah, so it would definitely be paid by me, but we've got a good scheme in Australia where I've forgotten what it's called now, but how it works is when you get a high enough salary, it just takes out a little bit of your wage when you earn enough. Just a little portion until you pay it off. And it's like there's no interest on it. The only thing that can change is inflation. If there's inflation, it goes up a little bit, but you can only pay it off when you start earning a good salary.
Oh, that's interesting. 今お聞きのようにですね、奨学金があって、トゥイッション学費にですね、貸してくれるけども、金利がつかないということですよね。Okay, that's very interesting. And so what's your image of politicians in your country?
It's interesting. I think it's a little bit the same all over the world. It's huge publicity. It's hard to know if people are doing things for the right reasons or not. I follow on social media both the current Prime Minister in Australia, Anthony Albanese, and also the opposition, just to see what they're both posting, like to get both sides of the story. It's quite interesting what they post. I just, especially in times of like conflict and whatnot that's going on at the moment, I find it interesting how like prime ministers go and visit the countries that are in war and stuff like that. I don't believe they're really necessarily doing that for good. It's just to look good, I suppose.
Okay.
But it's hard to say.
Okay.
I definitely think government in Australia, politicians are probably better than some other countries, which is unfortunate. Like, I don't think there's a lot of corruption and stuff like that. So.
あまり政治家はそんなに信用してないけれども、結構他の国の、腐敗した国のツールが知らないと思っているということですね。Have you ever attended a demonstration?
In year 6, I believe, we went to Canberra, the capital of Australia, and we did get to like sit down and stuff, but no, I haven't really been there when something's...
So you don't have a right to vote?
Oh no, yeah, do, sorry.
You do.
Once you turn 18, you
18.
can vote. Since I've been overseas, I've only voted once, but there's been a few different elections since then that I haven't attended. But I voted for the current Prime Minister, like I was in that vote.
So you vote in the election always, or?
Always. It's compulsory. If you miss it, you have to pay a fine. I don't believe it's a lot, but everyone's supposed to vote, which I think is a good fair thing. Everyone's vote should count.
面白いですね。選挙に行かないと罰金が、あるそうですね。So it's very interesting that heard that you have a fine if you miss it.
They're just trying to encourage everyone to participate, I suppose. which is everything. I guess you would think it's one vote is really going to make a difference, but obviously it does at the end of the day.
And actually, I'm a politician.
Oh, cool.
I'm a city council member in Japan. I'm one of Tokyo. And what do you think is the good thing about your country? It's a broad question.
After travelling, I realised how much I love Australia. I think it's a fantastic country. When it comes to like wages, I think it's quite good compared to the rest of the world. We get paid well. Things aren't as expensive in the news in Australia. It's about obviously the rise of living costs and whatnot, just like anywhere in the world. But since travelling, I realised that it actually is much cheaper in Australia than it is in Europe or the UK. We actually have it quite good when it comes to fuel prices, groceries, and it's a free country. We have beautiful beaches, lovely weather, a few natural disasters like bushfires and stuff, which is a shame, but it's a great country. What do you think is the bad things about your country? If you dare to say. Australia's got a bit of a name for being a little bit racist, I suppose. It is sometimes technically true, but at the same time I think it's a bit of a stereotype, and it's certainly getting better. What is a really bad thing, I guess, is Indigenous rights. Local traditional landowners we're still having a bit of a grey area. Like we just had an election actually about The Voice, it was called. I don't know if you heard of that. But it was giving voice to the Indigenous people. I'm a bit on the fence about if that was good or bad. It ended up not passing as giving the Indigenous people a voice. But I think we can do more. Like I love in New Zealand how like Samoans, you learn the Samoan language in school and stuff like that. So I think
that's a great idea.
We need to do more of that in our country.
そうですね。海外いろいろ旅して、オーストラリアの良さも分かったし、お金もいいしですね。自由な国だということですよね。ただ悪いところとしても人種差別が残っていて、そのオーストラリアの民族ですねに対する民族差別まだあるんですけども、それに対してもっとニュージーランドのようにサポートした方がいいんじゃないかということですね。And what comes to mind when you think of Japan?
I think of a huge city. I think of
that's true.
I don't know. I've never been to Japan. Would love to. Think of sushi. Like I actually don't know a lot about Japan, which is a shame. There's not a lot that comes to mind, to be honest.
Okay. Good.
I don't know much about it.
So then maybe it's a difficult question, but what do you think the world or your country or you wants from Japan?
I guess I could go the route of trade agreements and whatnot when it comes to partnership. Like, we are relatively close countries, and I guess we have a lot to offer for each other. I don't really know much about the alliance between Australia and Japan.
It's really nice talking to you. Thanks
absolutely.
a lot. Thanks,
It's been a pleasure.
Okay. 最後に日本には何を求めるかっていうことですけども、あんまり寿司とかくらいしかイメージがないということで、寿司超業界寿司 and でも非常に近い国なので、もっとお互いにいろいろと協力関係を作れればいいんじゃないかということでしたね。はい、ということで3人の君でした。本当にどうもありがとうございました。じゃあまた目指す大学オーストラリアでぜひ頑張ってほしいなと思います。また日本との関係もお手伝いとかできるようになるといいなと思います。それではバイバイ。